I'm live. Have you played the game I Am Alive? Okay, this time, it was about the apocalypse, and it had a parkour elements in it, and also it had an interesting idea with an AI, with like the amount of bullets is very limited of ammunition, and sometimes when you run out of bullets, you can point your gun at the enemy, and the enemy will not move. They'll like think that you have bullets still, so they will not move. It's like uh, it was a big mechanic. It was it's 15 years old, maybe something like that. Probably even more already. 15 years old is just 2010, and this game is probably 20 years old by now. Uh, yeah. Yes, I am alive. It's kind of a small game. No big graphics or anything. It's just an interesting idea with the parkour. I really like games with parkour, and it also has exactly. It's somewhere in my heart. I am a very loyal fan, even though they destroyed the Assassin's Creed as I know it. I still I still love it, and I play about every game that has a parkour in it, or even some parkour elements. And yeah, I will share you. Oh, I have one viewer. Is it me? Oh, it's me probably. I'm watching my own stream. I sent you a link to the video. In the days of PlayStation 4, I would when I was streaming, I would have to open this. Sorry? Yes. Yeah, you can just.
Palu.
Did you hear? Marjorie Dalton and Archibald Harris are redecorating with real crystal faux windows.
Laws. Don't they know those went out of style years ago?
So did their marriage, apparently. I'd wager mine burned faster. So, how
You, sir, are a fabulous negotiator.
Oh, don't get me started, my dear fellow. You are most...
I'm afraid I can't come down in...
Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch. Triple Gel Flakes and Purple Berry flavored Power Nuggets. Now with 12% more crunch.
My dear fellow, you've no
Rizzo's Hard Apple
idea how our
Cider. A
production...
hard cider for a hard time. Spacer's Choice Tartarus Sauce. A tangy sauce made with real atmospheric contaminants from Tartarus. Great on fish sticks. Spacer's Choice 2-hour energy brew. Watch out for hour 3. system. Chilling security patrol. What?
any luck finding my sprats. Truly? Why, this is marvelous! And all safe and sound. Oh, Reginald, Philippa, Vonda, Haroon, Iskander, Evelyn, I'm never letting you out of my sight again. Please, take this. It's not much, but it's the best I can offer for the safe return of my darlings. Now, I've got to get back to the lab before my supervisor logs my absence.
ship. Doesn't look like any of the corporate freighters.
I love Byzantium. Where else are you? Going to find art, culture.
You, with the hips. Over here. Let me take a closer look at you. Don't speak. Hold that posture for a moment while I admire you. You have a natural contrapposto, my dear. The way you rest your weight against your hip suggests a certain rugged charisma possessed only by the mighty primal and the well-traveled spacer. Splendid. I love it. Your walk, your posture, the cut of your clothes. You carry yourself with the bearing of a noble, but you dress like a barbarian. How deliciously outre. I'm Celeste Jolicoeur, and you, my dear, are exactly what Byzantium needs. I'm an artist, darling, not a tweed merchant. I don't sell things. I pollinate the world with art. I'm working on a new line of clothing that will shock this city to its core, and I'd like your help. What do you say, my dear? Care to make history with me? When I look at you, I see the very embodiment of everything the walls of Byzantium were built to keep out. Making an outfit worthy of you won't be easy. I'll need your help gathering the right materials. Everything I need to know can be deduced from a first impression. You're an outsider. You're exotic. You carry a whiff of barbarism and adventure. You're the embodiment of everything I want in my new line. Marvelous! You and I are gonna wake this city up like a cold splash of wine to the face. What I need is a survey of the outside world. What does the common laborer wear? How do the wild-eyed madmen of Monarch dress themselves? I've heard rumors, but I require samples. Also, I expect you to model for me. Oh, you cad! You'll be the talk of Byzantium once I'm done with you. I'll need you to model for me the following: the apparel of an iconoclast, the armor of a marauder, and a full ensemble of spacer gear, helmet included. And when I say spacer gear, I mean an outfit worn by real spacers. None of that garbage spacer's choice pedals.
No tall shoes, though. I mean it.
You have the bearing and demeanor of a born model. You're going to absolutely murder this job. Fabulous! I can't wait to see what you dredge up. If I were an enterprising spacer in need of a wardrobe, I'd probably head to the Groundbreaker. For you, anything. Byzantium has lost its élan vital. Everything about this city is so dreadfully stale. I want to make people uncomfortable the way you do. You're an outsider. You clearly don't belong in Byzantium, and yet you strut about, doing as you please. I'm not some common buttonmonger, darling. I'm an It's my job to make you uncomfortable. Outside Byzantium? Of course not. There's nothing for me outside Byzantium. Yes, and I'm terribly grateful you've agreed. Look, darling, I don't belong outside Byzantium any more than a fish belongs on the land. Anyway, I'm quite certain Byzantium wouldn't last 3 days without me. I'd return to a smoking ruin of hideous fabrics and mismatched colors. You're very welcome.
You don't gotta be so forward about my reasons, Captain.
Let me get a good look at you. Turn around, please, darling. My word. such muscular shoulders. You're a vision, dear.
I am no such thing, ma'am.
Nonsense, you're absolutely lovely.
Так,
Chin
наверное,
up now. I have just the thing
стрим
for
был
you.
максимально
Let me
интересный.
do a
Ну,
back of the
теперь-то он
envelope
прям
calculation.
засияет.
Materials, labor, licensing and copyright. There. Love? That's the ultimate luxury, darling. Love. Oh, gracious me.
I don't get why that's funny, ma'am.
Oh, my cherub. Who woos for love anymore? That's so... precious. All right, Captain. Here is the absolute best I can do for you. Darling, do I look like an amateur? I read her measurements by eye. And don't you ask, because they're no one's business but her own. There are some things I
Ну вот
simply
пришлось
cannot
3000
skip on, darling.
заплатить.
Such a lovely young lady deserves the best. Now stand back. Back! I'll enter the settings and get these machines spinning. You'll be broke to bespoke in merely an hour. And there we are, my darling girl. I wish you a splendiferous evening. And if you don't mind my asking, have you any interest in modeling?
What? Oh, no, ma'am. All them eyes staring at me? I couldn't. No way, no how. I get scared just thinking on it.
I wish you weren't so shy, my Violet. You truly are beautiful. I hope your date sees that as clearly as I.
Да, продадим ей заодно говно всякое. Я сказал продавать.
If I do somehow drop dead in here, promise me you'll drag my corpse somewhere with monsters.
What can I do for you, darling?
Почему все, блядь, такие выебистые? Почему все такие... Это раздражает, пиздец. Оружие низкоуровневое, которое мне нахуй не нужно, мне падает, блядь. 392 урона. Нахуй оно надо мне вообще, блядь. 14 броня. Ебанешься просто. Ходишь как дурак, блядь. Ходит дурачок по лесу. Наборец, мародер, космик. А есть хоть метка? Нет метки? Ну это уебанский квест, я не буду проходить, блядь. Это надо вернуться. А где мне взять вообще броню иконоборца, блядь? Как они это себе представляют, блядь? Если я их разъебал, если их не существует больше. Ну, бред ебаный, блядь. Просто бред ебаный.
Oh, can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome, I'm almost afraid to touch it. Well, I guess that's everything then. After all this time, I can... I just have to actually do it now. You know, there's a part Junlei's been looking for to fix up the air cyclers. They only carried them on big colony ships, like the Hope.
Блядь, ты заебала.
I know. For a while, it felt like everything I did was a little bit of help. And it meant I didn't have to ask her to be mine. Not yet. Not for real. Next time we dock with Groundbreaker, I'm doing it. I'll send June a message and ask her over. Oh, this is real scary, Captain. I'm grateful for all you've done.
Remember that stranger I saw in the square? You know, the one traveling with the rather filthy pump.
Здесь пройти можно. Там труп лежит. А это не та тетка, которую убить надо было, блядь? Нет, это что-то другое. Ну я даже не знаю, мы тут все, по-моему, изучили. Ты дура, блядь. А это что вообще? Кто это, блядь? Ладно. Собрание долбоебов.
This property is off limits. Solicitors, loiterers, and uninvited visitors will be fined to the fullest extent of company policy. This ultimatum brought to you by Universal Defense Logistics. That's funny. The minister isn't expecting visitors, and you don't much look like one of those couriers from HPS. Sure you are. And what is it you're delivering today? Typical. Why don't you come back when you're ready to actually make a delivery?
Окей. То есть я имею я могу типа войти здесь, наверное. Ну, похуй. Я вообще туда пока не собираюсь, мне нахуй не надо. А там чё? Еще целый дистрикт. Да что ж, как вы заебали-то, блядь? Одно не то, другое.
You could have asked me, you know.
What in the law's name are you on about? Honest mistake. Why don't you come back another time and we can take this
Я не
from the top?
хочу взятку давать.
Yeah, and I'd really like a new Hammersmith grenade launcher. Hammersmith, the most trusted brand in brutality. But we can't all have what we want. And seeing as you don't seem the executive sort, you obviously don't belong in the Acropolis district. Hey, I've been trying to get a post at the HHC, but they keep turning me down on account of my odious interpersonal skills. Or something. Anyway, I've worked here long enough to know every clerk by name and face. And since I don't know yours, you ain't getting through. You're new to the ministry? You one of those lab coats they promoted from a company town? That was yours? Wow. You earned that promotion, all right. So you start tomorrow, huh? You know they ID 6 to 8 weeks ago. But then you had to wait 6 to 8 weeks for the complaint forms to arrive, right? I've been there. Yeah, all right. You're good to go.
Заебись. Давай, раз у нас тут квест, сейчас квесты закончим. Я его открыл каким-то ключом. Я, наверное, убил. Я не знаю, блядь, каким ключом я открыл, короче, похуй.
This reminds me of... Oh, never mind.
This reminds me. А тут? А где? 22 метра под землей, блядь. А как? Мы не воры, мы хорошие парни. И шо? Блять.
That's top of the line equipment. Better than most hospitals even.
Okay.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside?
If anyone ever tries to off me, I hope they do it with the same professional courtesy.
Hagen. I've never heard of her. Is she from the board? Damn it. I knew this would happen. To keep me quiet. But if you didn't know that, I'm guessing they didn't send you. I always assumed they would put a bullet in my head one of these days. I don't know anyone named Hagen. My what conspiracy? Let's talk about this. Please, I think there's been a crucial misunderstanding. Just give me a second to explain myself. If you still want to shoot me, at least it'll be for an accurate reason. If you came looking for some elaborate scheme, it isn't here. All I'm doing is trying to keep Halcyon alive.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in
Блять,
your
у нее
report.
есть охранники.
It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving. A recent development, Captain. Apparently someone's broken into the laboratories where I used to work. The board wanted me protected. Our produce might get us through the day, but we're getting weaker as a species. And sicker.
Is that why everyone in Edgewater was so sick? Not a plague, but vegetables?
The lack of usable nutrients is compromising our immune systems. Under these conditions, even the common cold could seem like a plague. The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle. I believe that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have.
Привет, Тиби! Привет, Валли! О, она узнала тебя. Тебя узнал. Привет, Сири! Расскажи погоду!
Сейчас облачно. Температура минус 2 градуса.
Она тебя узнала.
Температура будет относительно постоянной.
Ну так а куда ты пошла? Не издевайся.
Look around. We're the only intelligent aliens in Halcyon. I know. I was there. Thomas was the first to take the gas. A simple test, he said. I told him not to, but he insisted. We learned a lot from his autopsy. Enough that we could try it on each other and know when to stop. No one else died. I must find a cure so his sacrifice isn't in vain. I wouldn't allow us to experiment on convicts or the unemployed. It's wrong, no matter what the law says. Everyone agreed. We accepted the risks. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back. Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off halcyon crops.
Knowing what the board considers a success, that doesn't give me a lot of hope.
You really think the board got our best interests at heart? I mean, they say, but I'm just not sure.
We haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. Hardly any at all. But we have to keep trying. You came to kill me. I assume that's still on the table. Please don't. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony.
It seems like she's trying to help, Captain. Honest help. Ain't many in the colony doing that. We should let her try.
Everything I did was for the good of the colony. Consider that.
I try not to, least when it comes to the moral dilemmas. Lilia Hagen's a useful ally to have, but I'll back you up either way.
I hope you know what you're doing, Captain. I leave it in your hands. The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander? For the last time, no. I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive. Wrong answer.
Блять, дура ебаная. Дура ебаная. Просто дура ебаная, блять.
I hope Dr. Wells has the resources to handle this project.
Да есть у него все, не парься, бля.
Hey! What do you think you're doing?
В смысле?
Sorry for the misunderstanding.
Да я лутал какую-то хуйнюшку. А, украсть. Блять. так вот убиваешь бомжей, тебе потом говорят, что ты, блядь, вор. Я не вор. Я просто увидел, что что-то лежит и решил это взять. Любой бы поступил так же на моем месте. Так, это значит, тут вернитесь, тут туда, тут сюда, тут никуда. Правильно я
Oh,
поступил.
Captain, you see those fine clothes Miss Jolliker made for me? I ain't never owned anything so fancy in my life.
Something on your mind?
Да, нет, у меня в башке пустота. С секретарем, наверное, надо поговорить тут. Может? О.
For all auditions, please use the elevator on the left.
Elevator on the left. Облутал. Пошел. Интересно, надо будет здесь стрелять или надо будет что делать вообще?
My cousin took pictures. That business is piracy, civil. If you could just leave me back at the ship, I'm sure there's something I ought to be fixing now.
Great! You made it! Listen, I know you're expecting a script, but you're the real deal. Just go in there and do what feels natural.
Okay.
No, don't question yourself. Just feel the scene and go with it. I got a feeling you'll know what to do. We gave the other actors real weapons to keep things authentic. And because Josh is paying to see their logo on the big screen. See, I knew you'd get it. Now go in there,
Придется
find your mark,
стрелять.
and show us what you got.
Well, well. Here to stop us at last, Captain Steele? You're too late. All of this Settlement CNP Hungry Time food pills, same nutritional value, but now with added filler, are ours. With their patented stomach stuffing effects and baseline vitamin content, we will be nigh unstoppable. They are? What an unexpected twist. You may have fooled me for now, but not for long.
Can I shoot someone? Wait, are we the good guys or the bad guys? Doesn't matter. I want to shoot someone.
Do you remember the last time we faced each other? The Battle of Axejack, staring one another down across the void of space while flaming debris fell like rain around us. Hey, I didn't write this. Just go with it. I had you surrounded and outgunned, but you overcame my superior numbers with tactical thinking and a Hammersmith limited edition grenade launcher. I've been waiting for 5 years now, and at last my day for vengeance has come. Yes, it is. I have this whole port wired with sub-micro energon transistors. Once we're away, I'll activate the gamma particulate field, and the quantaponic chain reaction will turn this whole place into vaporized plasma.
Plasma's already a vapor-like kind of thing. You can't re-vaporize it. Can you?
Quiet. You're supposed to be an extra. I hope you've paid your burial fees and signed your personal death and dismemberment waivers, because this is the end for you. You're not even taking this seriously. I refuse to work like this. I've done Aetherwave spots for Wentworth, I'll have you know. To the break room, everyone. I need my Moab fizzy tea.
Cut, cut.
Oh.
Real novel take. Let's take 5.
There's my star. Walk and talk with me.
Интересно. А куда он пришел? Мы сейчас еще тут полутаем. Так, тут лифт какой-то. Понял.
Hey, listen, I appreciate what you tried there. We've got to review your footage before we make a final decision, though. Look, sometimes you just gotta wait for your break, you know? Here, take this for making the trip down here. Don't call us. We'll call you.
Не звони нам. Мы позвоним тебе. Очень-очень реалистично. Уезжай, чай, не допивай. Так, мы это пенсь, а это она в любом случае. О, репутация коллегии. Какая у нас сейчас репутация коллегии? Да, посмотрим. Коллегия. Нейтрально. Но отрицательная больше. Типа... Типа, я не буду дружить с мудаками. Ну, не... Как бы, вот. Но это не значит, что я буду ударяться в какой-то конченый коммунизм, блядь, и говорить, что вы плохие, потому что вы заставляете работников работать. Так еще где, блядь? Это куда? Тогда посмотрим, а пенсионная куда? Туда же? Туда же, да. Да? Блять. 188 метров. А это... Не, 106 метров. Разные. Здравствуйте. И тебе привет. Да, болтать тебе надо. Мы болтаем, если ты умрешь. Ну, давай. А слушай, я могу... Не, ну ладно, давай поговорим.
I'll tell you what I've told all the other guards. Mind your boots. Our floors are not made for armor. If you're here for the annual Canid review, I'm afraid it's already over. Only thing going on behind those doors is good, old-fashioned lawful behavior. This greeting constitutes your confidentiality agreement. You hereby agree not to disclose the location or existence of these events. Thank you for cooperating. Exactly. You do catch on fast. Now then, how can I help you? We find that our clients enjoy the appearance of participating in illegal activities. Secrecy contributes to a feeling of indecency.
This kind of thing's pretty common. Bijou's used to do a prison-themed night. Served fish sticks with tartarus sauce.
Oh yeah. Prison-themed night was the best. Plus, they gave away limited edition designer handcuffs. The Musgrave family collection was intended to be a gallery of fine art. And here we are, using this place to practice semi-legal canid shows. Scandalous, isn't it? That's privileged information. I really shouldn't tell you. That's a fair point. All right.
Жаль,
I'll tell you.
не прокачал
But just
привлекательность,
keep
прям
this
как в
between
жизни.
us. The Musgraves own one of Earth's largest private collections of art and literature. They were going to have the entire collection shipped all the way to Halcyon. Unfortunately, that collection never arrived. We haven't heard anything from the delivery convoy, and there's some purely hypothetical concern that the collection might be, well... I was going to say indefinitely delayed by unforeseen and unknowable circumstances, but yes. Let's go with that. Anyway, that's as much as I can tell you. Will there be anything else? Mr. Mosley is indeed attending our event, although I am disappointed to discover he did not officially enter his canid Laplace into our competition. You should find Mr. Mosley just inside the prep room. Head inside and take the door to your left.
Я мог просто, наверное, пойти без разговоров этих. Ну, блять, так люблю попиздеть. Зритель шоу.
Just between the two of us, I hope this doesn't become a tradition. Not looking forward to the next annual Canid review? Not looking forward to the Canids. Odious things. I don't know why we let them prance around the city.
Welcome. This unit has been programmed to provide a selection of marginally subversive repartee. Now loading banter protocol. Indecency ratio set to 15%. Did you know that Canid reviews in the premises of Byzantium are a violation of board protocol and may result in a fine of up to 400 bits? How subversive. Indecency ratio set to maximum. Now loading Venter protocol. Byzantium's glory days are over. It cannot purchase happiness. All pleasure is fleeting. No amount of inebriation will dull the pain of ennui. Warning. This unit's Venter protocol has exceeded its maximum allowance of subversive language. The memory wipe initiated. This unit's Venter protocol has been erased. Would you like to purchase a drink?
Стер бедного автоматона. Просто говно продадим сейчас. Не знаю, зачем я его коплю так усердно. О, нихуя, можно это все поднять. От души.
I'm just here for the Spectrum Violet.
You have a rather exotic presence. A new Archicleo's facial mask, perhaps? Or experimental pheromones?
At least the drinks are nice. They even scratched off the warning labels. Just like real contraband. I suppose if we're being generous with our definition of the word drink.
Ну, кайф. Я бы не назвал это тихо спиздил и ушел, но... If it works.
Those wastrels in Emerald Vale have all brand new.
Это как лев против, он, короче, приходит, и ты пьешь, типа, кайфуешь, а он такой, теперь это, блядь, отдай, тебе это не нужно. Это русские не пьют, русские едят. Ну, что-то типа того. Ну, а чё внизу, чё внизу? Типа собаки пиздятся, или они просто гуляют? А их можно убить, интересно? Блять. Мне немного хочется попробовать убить собак. Типа... А тут чё? Лифт опять. Блять, да сколько лифтов можно делать? Ну, в конце концов-то, блять. Это как в этом... Золотой трофей. Нихуя себе. Его, наверное, спиздить можно. Только как? Укротитель псит. Это, наверное, просто дженерик, да? Укротитель. А вот не... Ага. Все не именные, только вот долбоеб именной. Мы можем, получается... Ладно, ладно. Укротитель псит. Я сам своего рода, знаете ли, укротитель женщин. Ладно, пойдем поговорим с именным хуем. Не этим, вот этим. Блин. Мне что, почудилось? А, вот.
Are you one of the guards on patrol?
Да,
I don't
те.
suppose you've any formal training in canid husbandry. I really am at my wit's end. It's my little Anubis, you see. He's listless and miserable. I
Бля,
simply
вялый
don't know what to
грустный.
do about his condition.
Напоминает кого-то. Надо Паше написать.
Oh, naturally. All our canids are named after the legends of the old pharaohs. Family tradition, you see. You must understand, Anubis is a very picky eater. He dines exclusively on Terra 2 Saltuna, none of that rubbish from Monarch. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a shortage lately. He's so miserable without his Saltuna. Oh, absolutely. Egyptology is a family tradition. Did you know that the old pharaohs were buried in a monument along with all their belongings? The tradition was maintained for millennia, from Khufu all the way to Rockefeller. Really? I can't imagine why. All our sources come from board-certified academics. Yes, I suppose you're right. I doubt all this excitement is doing any favors to his digestive system. I suppose I have been spoiling him with Saltuna. He could use a change of palate. Oh, I do have some limited edition Rizzo's CCN 76 chocolate bars. Really? I had no idea. I suppose I'll just treat him to some Spectrum Violet then. You've been a world of help. I'll leave a good word on your permanent record. I'll be sure to raise a glass of Rizzo's Spectrum Violet.
Oh, you don't have to be scared of these canids, Captain. I don't think they're gonna hurt you.
Порвать просто топового типа с собой брать, потому что она какой-нибудь такой кринж выдаст, с которого, ну, просто прикольно, блядь. Че, не стоит бояться этих собак, блядь. Богатый гражданин. Здрасте. Я не буду с ним разговаривать, пойду полутаю. Странно, что здесь можно все поднять. Что здесь это не приписали. Бля, не спалит. Так, профессионально.
Welcome. This unit has been programmed to provide a selection of marginally subversive repartee.
Это тот же самый, что ли? Или реплика типа будет такая же, поэтому они как бы это показали. Интересно. Все тут ничего, я готов.
Hey, Maverick Johnston's newest star. I've got a question for you. Do you know the interesting thing about canid shows? Good instincts. Mathematically speaking, the interesting thing about canid shows is this. They're an exercise in futility. Winning is predetermined. Over time, the inevitable trend is that the race goes to the swift. Time and chance are just statistical outliers. In other words, if you put enough canids through enough trials, the one with the most optimal attributes generally wins. Exercise in futility.
Почему нет опции держать в курсе? Держи в курсе.
What gave me away? Wait, don't tell me. You've read my monograph, Putting the Us in Calculus, or How to Use Mathematics to Find Your Statistically Significant Other. I'm afraid I don't really do autographs, but yes, I am Clarence Mostly. Yes, that's us. Mostly oak trees, too. My grandfather invented them, you know. Well, no, he didn't invent mostly oaks, but he did purchase the naming rights back during the terraforming days. It's essentially the same thing. Oh. Then you're not here about my monograph. It's true, I was involved with Project Gorgon, but that chapter of my life is long since closed. Listen, I don't know what you want with Gorgon or with me, but let me give you some free advice, Let the past go. Live in the moment. Enjoy the party. I was wondering if you were the sort of person to accept sensible advice or respond with threats of violence. Thank you for resolving that ambiguity for me.
Сюда, пожалуйста.
Lifting the lockdown won't be easy. You'll need to send overrides from the chem lab and human inquiry. I don't have that level of clearance, but I know two people who do. The trouble is, I don't know you. I don't trust you. I washed my hands of Gorgon, and you're asking me to dirty them all over again. I'm going to need a good reason. Right, of course. Thank you for reminding me. Point well taken. I want a favor from you. Do something for me, and I'll do something for you. That way, we don't have to rely on mutual trust. A grand prize trophy to the Canid Review. I want it in my hands. Get me that trophy, and I'll give you the remaining researchers. Names, locations, as much information as I have.
Там заперт.
My Canid, Laplace, is statistically superior to every other Canid in this review. Better average sprinting time, superior gait coefficient, optimal anatomical symmetry. I didn't bother entering little Laplace in this pointless contest. He's already won on paper, you see. That trophy rightfully belongs to him. Oh, you're much too kind. Does this mean you'll do it? Head into the main hall and take the elevator down into the maintenance tunnels. You'll find a service passage that leads up into the trophy room.
Okay.
The maintenance tunnel is the only
Понятно
way up
тогда,
into
для
the
чего
trophy
этот
room.
лифт.
Some technician barred the door shut on our end. Ask Tilda Coatsworth about it, over by the podium. What's on your mind? At the moment, nothing. I have a one-track mind. I can't stop thinking about that trophy. Why isn't it in my hands? When is it going to be in my hands? And so on and so forth. You get me that Best in Show trophy, and it'll clear my mind right up. My eye! I was wondering where I'd misplaced that old thing. It's perfectly preserved, you know. Every eye possesses unique dimensions, not unlike a fingerprint. The circumference, the shape, the color of the iris. An eye makes excellent proof of identification, assuming you don't mind removing one. I'd rather not get into the details. If Spacer's Choice ever asks you to test out their new model of monocle, just say no. What's on your mind? Well, that's rather responsible of you. I'll put a good word in your permanent record.
Но ведь у меня нет перманент рекорд, потому что я, грубо говоря, никто. Он сказал с кем-то поговорить, с какой-то тёлкой. Я что-то не вижу никакой тетку, но этот хуй. Зритель шоу. У меня еще зрение не очень, а я лежу. Ладно, пойдем, похуй. Там, небось, какие-нибудь враги, хуйги, блядь. Что-нибудь залутаем по дороге.
Okay. Ooh, what'd you find?
Нужно просто вскрыть. Нужно пойти поговорить. Я думаю, они справятся.
I got another fight in me.
В чем смысл? А, стелс.
That's beyond cruel, even here. Hey, that's a present.
Что? Хочешь сесть? Стой, ты куда? Развалился, конечно. На диванчике хорошо. 4 подушечки положил и мягенько. Ой.
How'd you do that so fast?
Hope these folks don't mind us borrowing this.
Looks triggered.
You know, the careers of 9 out of 13 actors end after their debut serial. Enjoy the fame while it lasts. Dead canids in the service tunnels. Domesticated canids? Why, that's utterly revolting. My dear friend, I would not dream of hurting a canid. Every canid, regardless of their physical attributes, is a companion to their master. To kill a companion is a profound and unforgivable breach of trust. I'm glad I chose not to participate in this loathsome canid review. I will, however, take their trophy. My trophy! Look at this thing! Have you ever seen a more garish monument to the boredom of the elite? If only Grandfather Mostly were alive today, I would have loved to wave this trophy right in front of his cataracts. I hope you won't take it personally when I say I had my doubts about you. Nothing ever gets done in Byzantium, you see. Competent work is, well, a statistical anomaly. Lifting the emergency lockdown requires overrides from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. Access to those facilities requires authorizations from 2 senior-level researchers, Marion Blakesley, Jasper Lowe. They went into hiding
Jasper
after the project
Lowe.
collapsed, but I've managed
Which
to
is
calculate
Jasper
their
Lowe.
last known whereabouts within a reasonable margin of error. I see you're familiar with my technique. I'd love to show you my numbers, but there aren't nearly enough napkins in this room. After the project shut down, I had to keep my mind occupied. I worked on my actuarial tables, calculated the average lifespan of a spacer's choice worker, that sort of thing. I realized some of the researchers had to be alive. I ran some numbers, did a little research, and concluded that the 2 most likely survivors are Marion Blakesley and Jasper Lowe. As far as I know, Jasper Lowe and Marion Blakesley are the only 2 surviving researchers with high-level clearance. If you want to lift the lockdown on the manufactory, you'll need to send an override from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. I'm afraid it's the only way. I know it feels like you're being led on. What is that colorful metaphor commoners use? A wild sprat chase? Remember, this is Spacer's Choice we're talking about. Their security protocols are just as inefficient and frustrating as their manufacturing. I'll tell you what I can. Dr. Marion Blakesley supervised the human inquiry and auditing
Все.
facility. Live subjects,
Все дело.
measuring tape and syringes, that sort of thing. Someone sabotaged the facility. Blakesley tendered her resignation and vanished. I'm reasonably certain she's hiding in a maintenance bay on Groundbreaker. Well, with Spacer's Choice equipment, who even knows? Dr. Blakesley tendered her resignation lawfully, but under suspicious circumstances. If you want to know more, you'd best ask her yourself. Dr. Lowe described himself as a dazzling genius in his review. I disagreed. Of the 19 criteria that constitute the rubric of genius, Dr. Lowe only met 15. After the project shut down, corporate traded him off to Auntie Cleo in exchange for 5 lab coats. He's been transferred to an orbital lab around Olympus. Our office gave Dr. Lowe and his team every opportunity to develop a drug under perfectly reasonable guidelines and generous deadlines. Dr. Lowe failed to meet our requests and largely succeeded in using our supply of drugs to get himself higher than the mortality rate of a line worker at a Saltuna cannery. Certainly. What's on your mind? Let's try to keep it down, shall we? At least pretend we're being discreet. There's not a lot about Project Gorgon I can tell you. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but I closed that chapter in my life. I've moved on. Look, don't tell anyone I said this. But if there's anything I've learned by living in Byzantium, it's this. If you go looking for the truth, you are looking for trouble. All right. Ask your questions. And then if you don't mind, don't mention Project Gorgon anywhere near me again. Minnie Ambrose. Oh, Olivia's brat. Ambitious, but like the rest of her family, irrelevant. She tried following her mother's example, failed, and if she ever tried again, I couldn't tell you. The name Ambrose doesn't mean anything to me anymore, or to anyone halfway respectable. The Ambroses are, how do I put this politely, obsolete? A family's name is only as strong as its enterprise. The Musgraves have Rizzos, and the Schuyler's have Auntie Cleo, and so we show those names the respect they deserve. The Ambrose name was associated with Project Gorgon. The project died, and so the Ambrose name died with it. That's just the way the game is played. Project Gorgon was designed to change the life of every worker on Halcyon. We weren't just building a product, we were trying to build a society. How many workers call Halcyon their home? What do they eat and when? How long do they sleep? How hard do they work? What are their most productive years? When do their organs begin to fail? That's the nature of my work. I study human life in order to determine its value. Jewelers appraise diamonds, and I appraise people. It's complicated. I'll be honest, I didn't join Project Gorgon because I wanted to satisfy my intellectual curiosity. I was courting the daughter of a Spacer's Choice family. We were a mathematically congruent match, you see. I had the proofs all written out and everything. Everything. Every project has a margin of failure. We expect setbacks, complications, delays. Project Gorgon experienced a cascade failure. One mistake precipitated another, and another, and another. The labs failed to develop a safe drug. Human Inquiry failed to perform their tests responsibly. An unsafe drug tested on unhealthy subjects by irresponsible supervisors. That's Project Gorgon. I know. Project Gorgon was a failure of leadership. Leadership to which I belonged. I should have pushed for stricter supervision. We gave the other departments too much freedom and not enough oversight. Spare the rod, spoil the servant. Anarchy is not a crime. It is a symptom. The undisciplined workplace secretes anarchy the way our glands secrete enzymes. It's a principle of science. Sabotage came first. The chem lab, human inquiry, even my own office. Sabotage broke the discipline of our workplace, leading to confusion, leading to escaped subjects, leading to anarchy. No one appreciates the value of good data. The holistic surveillance device I wear is an invaluable tool, gathering data on all my day-to-day activities. My former colleagues can go into hiding and live in ignorance for all I care. I prefer the self-examined life.
Так, с этим разобрались. A glass for every class.
Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just...
Sorry, I shouldn't talk. Not without signing a waiver.
Bam. Bam.
I think we can both agree that Maverick Johnson...
I tell you.
Bam.
Anti-Cleo's
If I
the benefits of smoking a real pipe, none of the less cleanup.
Блять, кто-то здесь живых был.
Wouldn't it be something
Где,
to see if
блять?
Earth is
А, во.
last of them.
Finally. Is it just me, or are we getting more and more retired this week?
Not just you. Felt like a damn factory worker these last few months. Oh well. Nothing a few drinks won't cure. Come on, let's go hit up Bijou's.
Can't. They're closed. Someone saw a sprat in there.
Bijou's too? Damn. What's this city coming to?
Пенсионный район.
Welcome to the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Early Retirement Center. You, the lucky few, have been selected to spend the rest of your days living the high life in your own private district in Byzantium. When you arrive, you'll be whisked away to your very own luxury penthouse, furnished exclusively by 24/7 Furniture's deluxe Falskowood collection. Some assembly required. 24/7 Furniture is not responsible for any injury, psychological damage, or divorce litigations that occur during the assembly process. After you get settled in, you'll have the chance to explore your new home. Why not go for a bite at one of our many restaurants, like CNP's Blazing Borscht Barbecue or Rizzo's All-You-Can-Crunch Cereal Buffet? Or maybe you'd like to head to the bar and enjoy an ice-cold Zero-G Brew by Spacer's Choice. Zero-G Brew, an ale that's good for what ails you, although in the early retirement district, nothing will. All this and more will be complimentary for the entirety of your stay, courtesy of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation. You won't have to spend a bit. So relax, grab a refreshment from one of our vending machines, and enjoy our specially constructed welcome center. While you're here, be sure to check out the displays for some fun facts about the early retirement program and selection process. Then, once you're ready, enter the elevator at the end of the hall and leave your troubles behind. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Today is the first day of your early retirement. Congratulations. Welcome to the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Early Retirement Center. You, the lucky few, have been selected to spend the rest of your days living the high life in your own private district in Byzantium. When you arrive, you'll be whisked away to your very own...
24/7 по кругу идет.
luxury penthouse, furnished...
Что там?
Я смотрю британскую актрису, что она ест свой днем, ну, свой день. И она говорит, first of all, она должна проснуться и выпить cup of tea. Она не может ничего больше съесть, пока не выпьет чай. Вот у нее есть фотка, где она со своим чаем. Мне нужно такой. Вот я на самом деле должна была жить.
Интересно, есть женщина, которая просыпается и чувствует желание отсосать хуй? Мне нужна такая.
Exclusively by 24/7 Furniture's deluxe...
Да, чай, конечно, 370 грамм. Потребление чая растет с каждым днем.
Правда, чай это чаинки когда. А то травяной чай, это совсем
Хорошо, достань, давай, давай вычтем.
надо перечитать.
А чего ты больше пьешь, такого чая или нормального чая?
Я пью всегда зеленый чай.
Зеленый чай это чаинки? Значит, у тебя будет потребление тоже 3 килограмма.
Я пыталась понизить потребление чая, такого, поэтому я пила
33 килограмма чая.
ну, вот инвалида говорить, я пила один кофеиновый чай. И он мне надоел, он кислый, противный, потому что чехов ничего кроме гибискуса нет.
Да, чехи говноеды.
Поэтому я не стала даже. Теперь я пью горячую воду.
Required. 24/7 furniture is not responsible for any injury, psychological damage, or divorce. Litigations that occur during the assembly process. After you get settled in, you'll have the chance to explore your new home. Why not go for a bite? Or maybe you'd like to head to the bar and enjoy an ice-cold Zero-G Brew by Spacer's Choice. Zero-G Brew, an ale that's good for what ails you, although in the early retirement district, nothing will. All this and more will be complimentary for the entirety of your stay, courtesy of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation. You won't have to spend a bit. So relax, grab a refreshment from one of our vending machines, and enjoy our specially constructed welcome center. While you're here, be sure to check out the displays for some fun facts about the early retirement program and selection process. Then, once you're ready, enter the elevator at the end of the hall and leave your troubles behind. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Today is the first day of your early retirement. Congratulations. Welcome to the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Early Retirement Center. You, the lucky few, have been selected to spend the rest of your days living in the heart of the own private district in Kentucky. When you arrive, you'll be whisked away to your very own luxury penthouse, furnished exclusively with 24/7 furniture, all free. Some of them require 24/7
Furniture is not responsible for any injury, psychological damage, or divorce litigations that occur during the assembly process. After you get settled in, you'll have the chance to explore your new home. Why not go for a bite at one of our many restaurants, like CNP's Blazing Borscht Barbecue or Rizzo's All-You-Can-Crunch Cereal Buffet? Or maybe you'd like to head to the bar and enjoy an ice-cold Zero-G Brew by Spacer's Choice. Zero-G Brew, an ale that's good for what ails you.
Блин, это очень похоже на баг, на самом деле, постоянно повторяется этот залуп.
All this and more will be complimentary for the entirety of your stay, courtesy of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation. You won't have to spend a bit. So relax, grab a refreshment from one of our vending machines, and enjoy our specially constructed welcome center. While you're here, be sure to check out the displays for some fun facts about the early retirement program and selection process. Then, once you're ready, enter the elevator at the end of the hall and leave your troubles behind. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Today is the first day of your early retirement. Congratulations. Welcome to the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Early Retirement Center. You, the lucky few, have been selected to spend the rest of your days living the high life in your own private district in Byzantium. When you arrive, you'll be whisked away to your very own luxury pensions, furnished exclusively by 24/7 Furniture's deluxe false collection. Some assembly required. 24/7 Furniture is not responsible for injury, psychological damage, or divorce litigations that occur during the
Пенсионный фонд. Я ложил на вас свой огромный железобетонный болт. Но они меня типа не тронут.
System alert.
I'll keep it down. Do that.
А куда дальше-то идти, лол? Сюда, что ли? Я тут был уже. Всё, я понял, где.
That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety radiating off of her? I must admit, I'm getting a certain thrill out of our little arrangement. If this goes well, perhaps I'll start hiring wandering delinquents to handle all of my affairs. It is going well, I hope. I knew it. I just knew it. What a disaster. Did you get a good look around? What was it like? Toothbrushes?
Мечта Путина.
Why, that is positively gaudy. I must have one. I can't believe they kept this from us. From me. The nerve. The audacity. Here, take your payment. I have to fetch my things. I don't care what I have to do. They'll give me luxury or give me death.
I feel like I ought to be more conflicted about this.
Ты правильно? Да.
Out with it, you wretched contraption! Does nothing in this city work anymore?
A fine day for parcel pickups, isn't it? Welcome to Halcyon Parcel Service. Deliveries guaranteed within standard margins of accuracy. We do, in fact, have a parcel here for a Mr. Clark, Minister. Halcyon Parcel Service is the most dependable parcel delivery service in the colony. You might even say we're part and parcel of Halcyon's commercial enterprise. That's just a little parcel joke. Nope, just parcels. We don't deal in packages. It's very technical. Halcyon Parcel Service strictly adheres to the standards and definitions of packaging as outlined by the Executive Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. We can ship all the parcels you want. But if I start shipping packages, I could get into some real trouble. Handcuffs and hard labor trouble. You're not an official member of the Halcyon Parcel Service team. That means you'll have to sign a release form. Oh, I'd have to submit a request for a release form, and then wait for a receipt for my request of a release form. Then you'd have to make an appointment. Couldn't say. We've got a backlog, and I'm planning on retiring in the next 35 years, but I could give my successor a memo on your behalf. You're welcome to lodge a complaint in our suggestion box. Actually, no. We're still waiting on our delivery of a new suggestion box. You do that? Wow. Hey, you know, a positive review from the minister would go a long way in my semi-monthly employment audit. Here's your parcel to be delivered to Mr. Clark, Minister. Law speed.
Now security attendant is always prepared.
I'm afraid I can't help you at the moment. Have a prosperous day.
It means everything's running like clockwork.
Don't you ever want a little fun? Maybe see a marauder ship get blown to bits overhead?
What a thing to say. Everyone knows marauders can't fly.
Yeah. Ну, учитывая, сколько булочек осталось. Ну ладно. А может, их, кстати, надо закрыть пищевой пленкой. Угу.
Do you mind? I'm needing someone. Shh. No names, okay? The Phoenix is a wanted man, and the board has eyes everywhere.
Что? Да.
Byzantium.
Отсюда чувствуется. Ну, типа... Ну да. Ну да, главное, что получилось.
Yeah, you're looking to make contact with Minister... Magpie, right? I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in his estate, which is heavily guarded. Whoa, I'm not one of
Да, это я видел.
your B&E specialists. I just provide intelligence. Some of the guards
Ну, она
have an
вкусна,
unwilling face
правда.
less than
Еще если меньше соли положить, не слушать долбоебов всяких.
Maybe you could do some reconnaissance there. You know, swipe a key while nobody's looking. Just remember, you didn't hear it from me. I've always been fascinated by birds. If you ever research Earth species, there are thousands of them, so colorful and distinct.
Here we got 11 flavors of terror rays and not much else. That kind of variety? I mean, gosh, seems almost impossible.
The other thing about birds, though, is their environmental indicators. Exactly. I started thinking about everything we see around Halcyon, and all the things we don't see. For starters, you rarely come across anyone living in Byzantium who wasn't born here, even though we get ships in all the time.
Trust me, anyone with a lick of sense gets out of here as soon as possible.
But most people don't. In fact, most people stay exactly where they start. Doesn't that seem strange to you? And then there's the way nothing gets fixed. There used to be a suggestion box around here. People would drop ideas in. Nothing ever came of them, of course. Sure, that part is. That's why they install shredders in those boxes after all. But one day the shredder broke. No one came to fix it. And since it wasn't working, we didn't have anywhere to file our complaints. So you can imagine how messy things got.
I bet your repair folks couldn't find parts. Back in Edgewater, I'd have to take something apart just to put another thing back together.
Might have been the paperwork. Here, you have to append forms to your forms, and law help you if there's a single dash out of place. At first, management put up an out-of-order sign, but that just seemed to worry people, like they were advertising something wasn't working. They eventually took the whole suggestion box sign down so that people didn't have any expectations about it. But they never fixed it, never replaced it. Doesn't that seem odd to you? Except that's not how they go. At least that's not how they're supposed to go in Byzantium. The whole episode made me wonder, if they can't fix something as simple as a suggestion box, what else aren't they fixing? After a while, I got connected with our mutual friend and started using my position here to feed him information when I could. That's it, really. Afraid not. He almost never leaves his home and his guards never leave him.
Can't say I blame him. It's scary out of doors. I mean, can you even count how many times we've been shot at?
What work specialists, huh? Our mutual friend is really branching out.
Ну, network. Это как network.
CNP Borsted Baked Beans. If you need to eat one, Borsted Baked Beans is the only one.
Да ёпта.
Soldier.
Хуёлджер. Ой. Вот этого не видел. Так. Что сейчас будет бойня, блядь? Ой. К сожалению, я не очень умею вот эти вот... Ну, я попытаюсь, конечно же. Так, а куда мне надо вообще? А, вот 15 метров. Ну, я думаю, что тут нет смысла особенно изучать, потому что... Потому что все предлагается только украсть.
How did you get in here? You're not one of my guards. What are you doing here?
Oh, my law. Captain, that's the minister! Mr. Clark! Oh, wow!
So, this is one of the guys who runs the colony, huh? Small room for a big shot.
If this is about another aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off, as the parlance goes. I'm not doing any more. Slowly and loudly, Aloysius, that's the only way these morons understand anything. I said, you may tell Charles to go fuck himself. Then you're not part of Rockwell's PR team. That means you're a dissident? A real live dissident? But what are you doing here? And how did you get in? My friend, the slightest demonstration of independent thought or action renders one a dissident in the board's rather expansive definition of the term. Which is why I'm dying to know what brought you here. Drugs, of course. What else? Why did I get my hopes up? Back to idiot speak. I don't have any drugs. You should try a vending machine or a purveyor of curative goods.
I don't know if our chemicals are here, but this guy is definitely not.
Will that be all, then? Process of elimination. The only other person with access? Of course. It's Rockwell again. Who else? And I thought he was only holding me here to keep me out of the way. You are a quick study, indeed. I've long suspected Rockwell of transacting business in my name, but this proves it.
Yeah, sure. It's always someone else who ordered the hookers and energizing ointment.
Please, this is important. Whatever it is that brought you here, Rockwell's the one behind it. After seeing this place, is it really a stretch? I've been confined to this house for years, and even I can tell you, things aren't right in Halcyon. Whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC headquarters. Your best lead is to look for details in his office.
This all feels off, Captain. Like when there's a storm coming, but everything's quiet and still.
Believe me, things have been off around here for a very, very long time. A reckoning is most certainly due.
We really gonna do this? Getting involved is a messy business, and it rarely pays.
This is about more than bits. This is about the survival of the colony. If you don't help, who will? Why, this is starting to sound like an issue of Dissident Hunter. Halcyon Holdings Corporation, the collective of companies that run the colony together. Allegedly in partnership with the Earth Directorate and appointed Minister of Earth. Via the Acropolis District, of course. That's where the most important corporate and government facilities are. But only board employees are allowed into the district. There's a heavily guarded checkpoint just down the street. There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. Most people avoid the area for obvious reasons. When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used to be my office are. Oh, I haven't been allowed up there in years. I shudder to think what Rockwell's done with the place. A gilded minibar, perhaps? A personal theater. The man has too much money and too little sense. The board's lackeys are none too bright. I simply claimed I'd lost it and hid it somewhere no one would think to look. I merely hid it in a book. No one reads anything longer than a few pages around here. There are a few advantages to dealing with imbeciles. Wait! Rockwell has one of the only terminals capable of transmitting to the Earthbound message drone. This is our chance. Please, take this and transmit it from his office. Rockwell hasn't given me any messages from Earth for years. He's desperate to keep me out of contact with the Earth Directorate. But they need to know what's happening here. Why, indeed. I know so little about you, much less your motivations. But I'm afraid I don't have many options, confined as I am. Besides, I've nothing to lose. If you're looking into Rockwell, I can only hope you're also looking out for Halcyon. What isn't on it is the real question. I've gathered meeting minutes, internal messages, sustainability reports, and more, all exposing the corruption and mismanagement plaguing Halcyon. Once the rest of the Earth Directorate sees it, they'll have to send help.
But they wouldn't get here for... I don't even know. Shouldn't we do something our own selves?
It's worth a try, but the Earth Directorate still needs that message. We must hope for their intervention. Depending on the nature of their response, months at least, perhaps years. Organizing and sending personnel all the way out here is no mean feat. And now I entrust it to you. Good luck, and trust no one in the Acropolis district.
Something's not. Lawbreaker!
What was that?
What?
Съебался. Чё, как там репутация, интересно.
Captain, I stand out here like a big, greasy thumb.
Welcome to the official headquarters of the
Ну, это же героиня новой игры Naughty Dog.
Today's greeting is brought to you by Auntie Cleo, a subsidiary of Polway Pharmaceuticals. Today's greeting is brought to you by Auntie Cleo, a subsidiary of Polway Pharmaceuticals.
State your business. Please step away. This entry is for high-priority HHC business only. If you're not clear to know, then I'm definitely not clear to tell you. Yeah, and I need a new flavor of Tyleritos. Chairman Rockwell's away on business. And even if he were here, you need to request an application for an appointment. How should I know? No one ever gets an appointment with the chairman. Huh. I didn't realize we were still using those iridescent stickers. But this looks right. I'll just need you to register your weapons with a revised request to carry 32B form. Each weapon will need a separate form. Now, let's see. Damn it. When did I run out of forms? You don't have to be sarcastic about it. Look, you don't have time to wait on new forms. And I can't afford the citations for impeding HAC business. So I'm going to save us both some trouble and waive your forms. Just know there are a bunch of guards upstairs, and they're all high on dervish mist and low on patience. So try anything funny, and they'll paint the walls with your guts.
Кто кого, блядь?
Apologies for the wait. I was arranging my stationery. Personal assistant to Adjutant Akande and Chairman Rockwell. I'm also responsible for organizing the adjutant's stationery, which is more of a hobby. Ah. Oh, you were being serious. I'm obliged to inform you that Chairman Rockwell is unavailable for an indeterminate duration. Will there be anything else? Excuse me, just a moment. I beg your pardon, Minister Clark's former office is currently closed to solicitors. What? Oh dear. Thank you for reminding me. I can't stand the thought of someone else's hands touching my custom letterheads.
Ой.
One person gets all this space just to sign papers all day? I can take a hint.
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
That was all a story, wasn't it? It's not real. I don't know about you, but I'm all for living fast and dying young.
Панки хуй. Ну, хоть не стреляют на поражение пока что.
Not so fast. The Ministry of Accuracy and Morale is off limits to everyone without X-36 level clearance.
It's okay. I'm a doctor.
I don't care if you're a brain surgeon. If you don't work here, or for Chairman Rockwell himself, you're not getting in.
Worth a try. You'd be surprised how often that works.
Like I said, X-36 clearance only beyond this point. I don't know how you got that, but I still don't know you, and I don't have any new clearances on the list.
I think I'm gonna start taking my lunches out in the city. That woman from downstairs is still in the cafeteria.
That scientist? The one who's been hounding the clerks? Ooh, gives me the shudders, too.
They're all pretty unpleasant. What do you think they actually do?
Remember that one girl, Emily? She found a badge one of them had dropped and went down to return it. Never saw her again.
Кухня.
Hey, did Tillman get transferred or something?
That's right. You weren't here when it happened. Some UDL officers took him into custody.
Oh, law, what did they take him for?
UDL's been questioning anybody with possible connections to Phineas Wells. And, well, Tillman designed all those wanted posters.
So UDL's interrogating Tillman? Ugh, it's disgusting. Can't believe I had lunch with the guy.
Don't let the guards hear you asking questions or peeking in the back.
А вот. Маскировка сработала.
Looking good, soldier.
Давай, давай.
No visitors allowed, citizen. I'm gonna need to see some identification. Sure. I've heard that one before. Law save us. Makes you wonder what kind of things the lab coats around here get to forgetting. Just don't let me catch you again without your ID. Okay?
Nice and easy.
Интересно, вид, не вид.
It ain't stealing if no one sees.
По факту. Так а толку, что это? Не понимаю. Сюда. Тут банально чел, блядь, стоит. А что делать-то, блядь? Как вниз-то нахуй? Мне то выбрано. Пойдем. Не понимаю, бля. А, надо было вызвать лифт. Все, на этом пока можно остановиться. Практически целую планету прошел за день. Надо чаще вставать пораньше на собеседование. Да, забыл. Уже собирался выключать.